Hi everyone, this is Edward of Chide with Books of Chide, and we are reading The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. Today we're reading chapter 29, The Past is Not the Future. Now, this is a good one, especially if you had a tough past, or especially if you took some baggage from your past, which everybody has to some degree, but some more than others. Essentially it goes into your success being far more dependent on your behavior now. It's based on where you grew up, where you went to school, whether your path so far has been easy or difficult, which is true to a great degree. It's essentially position versus velocity. Which one's going to determine where you end up? Position, velocity, acceleration. Which one will determine where you end up? Because you've got a long time ahead of yourself. Probably. For most of us, you've probably lived less then you're gonna live. Just that's the inquisitive mindset tends to be the youthful mindset, and the youthful mindset's one with a lot of time to live. No offense to anybody. Now, the example they gives of John Peterman and his unique retail catalog apparently failed 35 times to get an investor, and the 36th investor gave him $1 million. And that changed everything. And they asked him, "Hey man, how did you keep a winning mindset? How did you fail so much and keep overcoming?" And he just said it's like the process of playing baseball. You make mistakes and you learn from them and you keep going. Now, I will agree. I usually say mistakes are expensive lessons, successes are cheap lessons. They're both lessons, both of them. Just one costs a bit more than the other. One has a bit of a negative premium, whereas the other one has a benefit. But both are going to teach you something. What I say is a failure is an expensive lesson. Success is a cheap lesson. Try to get the cheap lessons. Try to get the cheap course, but don't be too unhappy about getting the expensive one when you have to. I'd rather fail and learn than do nothing and learn nothing, which I think that's Teddy Roosevelt. He said, best thing you can do is the right thing, next best thing is the wrong thing, but the worst thing you can do is nothing. That was something I learned from one of his quotes, if I recall correctly. So if I'm quoting it wrong, I do apologize, but I think it was Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, so they say the current pattern of behavior employees engage in, inside and outside the office, is 6 times more likely to predict job performance than background and job history, by Arison 1998. So there you go. I said it because I'm so used to it, but that's a physics background. The concept of position, velocity and acceleration is a good way of explaining it, just because what's the basic equations for physics involve velocity, position, acceleration and time, if I recall correctly. So time's going to change by a certain amount either way. You've got a set amount of time on this earth. If you live it well, it might be a bit more. If you live it poorly, it might be a bit less. But if you leverage the other two, which are time dependent, remember velocity and acceleration are time dependent. If you leverage those two, which are your attitude and your building up of the self, it can make much bigger of an impact than your position in life. Much bigger. In determining where you're going to end up. That's true. And according to these researchers, 6 times more. So there you have it. Don't get too bogged down by the past. It is what it is. We'd all like to change it. I'd be very, I won't say envious, I would admire somebody that has nothing to change about their past, because that's a life well lived. I would say that, but I don't think there is such a life. Not really. No, at least not recently. So yeah, thank you very much everybody. This has been the 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. We just did chapter 29. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have an even better day after hearing this, and I'll see you in the next chapter of this great book. So thank you very much and have a good day. Bye bye.